ton of stuff in the optimized tribe too that people post.
Hello, everyone. It's Michael Jaco with Unleashing Intuition Secrets. And today I'm joined by Jay Campbell, and we're going to talk about optimized tribe
Ton of stuff
deals that we have going
optimized
on right
tribe
now.
too.
And then we're going to talk about the amazing things that are going on in the world right now. Like Andrew Cuomo is getting ready to be taken down by the Democrats, of all people. So they're pushing to bring charges up against them. So breaking big, New York Democrats hold outdoor presser calling for charges against Governor Cuomo. So even his own party is like out with the knives. What do you think about that, Jay?
The demons love to eat their own, don't they? It's
Oh yeah, they'll throw them under the bus in a heartbeat to save themselves. So that's what's happening. We're going to start to see one by one these guys get basically ground up in this this destruction of the deep state. Cuomo will be first. Then eventually we'll start to see the other governors that are surrounding him that have put seniors in homes and caused deaths. This demonic thing that they did on purpose to kill people to raise the COVID death numbers. They thought that they would get away with it. They thought they would because they get away with everything.
Right.
And now the tide is turning very rapidly against them. So they're scrambling. Cuomo will be fed to the sharks. And then we'll see eventually Newsom will go.
Yep.
Also the same situation, destroying the state of California. Whitmer destroying the state of Michigan, on and on and on. These governors, New Jersey, the left coast, all the governors out here on the left coast, as well as Sisolak in Nevada. All these people are going to go down super, super hard. And justice needs to come to them. Otherwise, the people are getting pretty antsy, and they're not going to put up with too much more. So better that justice system takes care of that, and we don't have to take matters in our own hands.
I think, as you and I were talking last night on the Optimized Tribe Elite coaching call, it looks like March is setting up to be a March magic. Okay. Now, whether you want to interpret that as good white magic or dark magic, there's probably a little bit of both, but for sure, it appears that the light side is starting to gain the upper hand again. And however things envision or materialize in March appears to be, again, the start of something much better than obviously what we've endured the last, 3.5 months now since the fake election happened on, November 4th. And it's interesting, right, Michael, because the T is speaking on Sunday at CPAC or whatever that conference is. And
right.
A lot of people saying, not to expect anything to go down, obviously, before he speaks, because he wants to remain presidential and, come off in the way he wants or wants to look as he went out. Obviously, he kind of went out with a whimper, but as you and I know, he's probably told to stand down and wait for things to clear. But as we said, again, last night, there's probably about 3 or 4 months that true patriots and people in this country that want, justice to prevail will wait, right? There's only a certain amount of time that we're going to continue to stand for this fakery, this stagecraft that's obviously happening right now.
Yeah, it's tragic. We're going to see a lot of stuff that's been going down. We're going to see it was basically manipulation. I think a lot of us, a lot of us have known that for a long time, but the manipulation, the craziness that's out there, like this picture right here where we have band members. So they're portraying this as being like a good thing because the students are back at school. This is in Washington State, of course. So you can't see them smiling behind the mask, but students at Wenatchee and Eastmont high schools are glad to be back in school. So they painted a pretty picture on this disgustingness that these clown towns have been pushing on our children. You get kids back in the building, you get a lot of smiles, even with masks on. You can tell people are happy. Yeah, this guy looks pretty happy right here. Pretty sad.
It's staged. It looks staged.
Pretty sad. Yeah. They're all safe there in their little compartments.
They're cocoons. They're plastic cocoons.
Yeah. This is the
Unbelievable.
madness that these guys are foisting on us. And they're going to like pay for this bullshit. They're going
Yeah.
to pay hard. So it's coming. It's coming for these people.
Yeah. I think it's relaxing even in various places. A good friend of ours who's going to be joining us at our meetup in a little while here just posted a video of him going through the Nashville airport with his wife. And he wasn't wearing a mask. He went straight through TSA and he walked through the whole thing. He was, doing a selfie video and no one said a thing to him. They didn't say, ask him
Oh,
if he had a medical exemption or
unbelievable.
anything. So I have the video. I can post it if you want, but I put it in the group. But he sent it to us about an hour and a half ago. He goes, check this out. He goes, not one person stopped me. His wife was wearing a mask, but he's like, take it off. So she had it around her neck, but not one person stopped him.
Hmm.
So
Amazing.
interesting.
Where
Yeah.
where was that at?
In Nashville. He's flying down here from Nashville.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm, mm,
Yep.
mm. That is amazing. Yep, we're all pushing the envelope. Sometimes we get, a little pushback by the people that are self-imposed Nazis
Yep.
that would, like a year ago, would have never dreamed, would have fought you, if you had told them that within a year they would be like very vigorous enforcers of the mask mandate.
Exactly.
They would have fought you, but now see how quickly people turn. You know,
Yeah.
that's the way this mind control is, guys. So there's as we know, there's a lot of people that went down with this. I remember when Iran fell, when Jimmy Carter basically, cut those guys, the Shah of Iran, who was basically our friend and had kept things under control in Iran. Jimmy Carter basically turned his back on him, and basically the radicals took over the country. And I remember seeing a movie where they went in and rescued Americans, and not the failed attempt by, unfortunately, the Army SF guys, but the there was actually who's that one billionaire that had Ross Perot.
Ross
Yeah,
Perot.
Ross Perot. So he had people there, and he sent in a team, a special team of hardcore special forces guys, and said, "You guys, I give you whatever you need, give you whatever you want. You go get my people." And I guess they went in and did the miracle mission. The things that basically a lot of times those of us in the military and CIA and stuff are restricted from doing some of this stuff because they micromanage us. He didn't micromanage them. He said, do whatever you need to do. And they went and did it. If they did that more often, guys, these wars would be like over, boom, like that. I promise you. I know that. I've been there. I've done it. I've seen it. They manipulate us to keep these things going so they profit from them. So, and that's going to come out. Going to come out more. I mean, people have been talking about this for a long time. So anyway, I remember they showed them in this movie. There's like this couple that were with the people that were eventually going to be snagged by these radical Islamists, and one of them would be the president of Iran later on, and of course, so they were friends with these Iranian couple. They were like in Western garb and everything, and then within a week after the fall of the Shah, his wife was in a burqa, and
Yeah.
he was like, you have to leave. And it's like these people were like friends of theirs. These people are like good friends. They like met every night, almost every night, every other night. They like had drinks together and had good conversation. And now this guy had completely turned and was telling them they had to leave. They had to leave his country. It became radicalized within a week. And that's what we're seeing now with
Yep.
our countrymen, radicalized.
Yeah. I mean, it's insane. I mean, it stands to reason. Um, this is demonic. I mean, there is no other way to really describe it. There's forces of evil that are inhabiting the souls of the low vibrational and the people who have sold out, Michael, as you know, and many, many, many have sold out at all levels, military, Hollywood, industrial complex. I mean, pretty
Yeah.
much everywhere.
And that's why a lot of us are like, this needs to happen. before we start to see people become radicalized. Instead of awoken, we're going to start to see people just giving up and go radical. Just
Yep.
if I'm radical, if I'm like a Nazi, enforcing the mandates that these people pull out, maybe I can survive. Maybe I'll get what I need to continue.
Right.
And that's what we've seen every time. That's what they're counting on. So that's why we have to maintain our focus all the way to the end. You know, I know people, I've heard of people that are starting to give up
Yeah.
and go radical. You know,
Yeah.
it's so we're right at that point where the longer that we wait for people to wake up, it's going to start to have a negative, a counter problem. So that's why I'm calling, and a lot of us are calling, that the military needs to make this happen. It needs to happen right now. Otherwise, we're just going to, like, throw down on and stop this stuff ourselves, and that's
Yeah.
not going to be pretty.
Yeah. I mean, it's getting to that point. I mean, obviously there's still some time, there's still some hope. I would assume, for individuals that are watching this or will watch this, what you can control is yourself, right? And how you react to things going on around you. And as Michael and I will always say, work on your ascensional process, uh, become the highest and best version of yourself, treat everybody with love and compassion and concern and courage and kindness. And that's all you can do right now. I mean, obviously, there's so many people kind of hanging in the balance out there, expecting something to happen soon. But in the meantime, you know, again, be your highest and best self. And, as Max Egan said on that show we did with him, serve creation and step in front of infinity without flinching. I love that statement. But that's you. That's how every one of us needs to be right now. Again, you have to be completely without fear and courageous and not listening to the narrative. Again, it needs to be said, Michael, if you're still listening to the mainstream in any capacity, stop. There's nothing coming out of that narrative that is beneficial for your life. Nothing, literally nothing. It's all fear. It's all driven to make you get a vaccine or to make you wear a triple mask or all of the nonsense. And there's zero value in any of it. I get, listening to get news uh, nuggets of like what's going on. But as you and I know, Michael, you can get that from social media. You don't have to watch any of this nonsense because it's straight mind control.
Right. Now, you sent me an interesting little snippet of what's going on with the housing. Let me share that real quick.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
We're
kind of
close.
what we've been talking about, as
Yeah.
far as, like, things are going to crash around pretty much around the world, but definitely here in the U.S. Property owners in
Look at
40%
that.
of U.S. counties, all U.S. counties throughout the country, are at major default risk. Property owners, particularly mom and pop ones with only a few rental homes, are at an above average risk of defaulting in nearly half of all counties across the country, according to the latest rental property risk report composed by Property Analytics, Provide a Realty Track. Property owners in 48% of counties across the U.S. are at an above average risk of seeing their single family rentals go into default.
That's insane.
Yeah. Rental Track analyzed data in 3,143 counties, looking at factors like loan to value ratio, unemployment, and the number of rental units in the county to determine which would be ill equipped to handle the high numbers of renters
Yep.
who may not be able to make their payments amid the pandemic. So you and Monica are, you guys were in the rental business or selling homes for a long time,
Yep.
real estate agent. So what do you see, Jay?
Well, to go back to that article to emphasize it even more, for most people who don't know, and I would assume if you own a house, you probably do know, but unfortunately for landlords, they've had a moratorium on evictions. So this deep state, dark, enterprise of trying to wipe out the middle class, wipe out landowners, wipe out pretty much everyone, right? If you're a landlord, you cannot even collect rent. So all of these people have just gone bad on you, not paying their rents, California, all the big states, right? So, and Michael, this has been going on since March of last year when COVID, when it first happened. So imagine if you're a landlord and you have renters in your houses, let's say you own 5 or 6 properties and, you make 2,500 to $3,000 a month in rental income, right? That's a lot of income. That's passive income, 15% tax. You have not collected one penny in 12 months, and it was legally allowed by the government. So that data is analyzing all of this. Why would you, as a mortgage owner, again, the landlord, why would you pay your mortgage if they don't have to pay you rent? The whole thing is a scam. So we are on the verge of an epic, literally, I'll use the word because it's real, a catastrophic real estate market collapse. Okay. Now, home values are still sky high because there is no inventory across the United States. Okay. Combined with super low interest rates, because right now I think that they're not as low as they were about 3 months ago, but they're still as, historically about as low as they've ever been. So when you take that magic of no inventory and super low interest rates, you've created this gigantic bubble where people are buying houses at stupid costs, way above market value. Again, there's no inventory, so people are bidding the prices up.
Mhm.
And as you know, Michael, that everybody's become an expert. The same, as Monica told you last night, the same nonsense that we saw as professionals back in 2007 and 2008, right before the market popped, is happening again, but actually at worse levels, because now, they let people purchase houses again with 3% down. Imagine buying $1 million house in LA that's worth 800,000 with 3% down. Now, when the market collapses, you're going to be $200,000 to $300,000 upside down on your house. Why would you? What's the incentive for you to pay for your mortgage? Well, you don't. But remember, the banks own these properties, right? Because they always own the mortgage. So they want you to default. They want you to buy a house for 3% down so that they can go and buy it on the come. They'll buy it back from you for 20 cents on the dollar or 15 cents on the dollar. So that's where we are right now. We sit on the precipice of a total real estate market collapse. And by the way, it also extends into the commercial. We're talking residential. Think of the commercial buildings, Michael, in downtown New York City, downtown Los Angeles, downtown Seattle, downtown Miami. Nobody is paying on those buildings.
Businesses are, gone. Most of them,
Right.
wiped out, gone. They're just
Gone.
they're not there anymore.
Right.
So they're like, you talk about underwater, you're like in a Marianas Trench,
Exactly.
So they have been artificially inflating this problem because imagine the whole world has been shut down. We're going on the second year now.
Yeah, 15 months.
That if you had shut the world down for a month at any time, it would have like crashed the markets, but the markets are still going up.
Right. They're just
And it doesn't seem like nothing's, it's no big deal. No one's working, businesses are collapsing.
Nonsense.
And we're upping into the trillions of dollars in new debt on the governments because they're keeping people paid. Of course they're defaulting on some of that. There a lot of people that were getting unemployment are not getting it anymore. So how are they surviving? When I go to and that's gone for most people. They've maxed all those out. So they won't be able to pay those back. So that's another thing that's really going to hammer the banks into non-existence pretty soon as well.
Yeah. Well, as Gunther told us, and we'll be seeing him this afternoon, what did he say? He sent us that email about Google Pay. And then, I told you 2 days ago, I got that notification from Wells Fargo. Same thing. They're basically changing the terms of direct deposit. And they don't even give you what the terms are. It just says that you have agreed that we will change them. They are changing. It's absolutely insanity. But yeah, something massive is coming to the world financial system. It could be a tsunami of just, essentially real estate markets collapse, stock market collapse. Stock market's being hammered again today, especially a lot of technology stocks. And then, you probably saw, Michael, Bitcoin and GameStop and all these stocks they may be driven to zero, dude. They may be driven to zero, but they are now just all being destroyed.
Yeah.
But this has all been a market. Again, the elites are executing all of this. This is money laundering. This is, moving blood money, moving child trafficking money, moving all that stuff. It's all been, like you said, going through the system for the last year as, the economy, the real working class has been wiped out. What is it? 60% of restaurants in the United States are gone. Think about that.
Wow.
60% of restaurants are gone. And supposedly like 45% of all entrepreneurs either filed bankruptcy or went out of business in the
Yeah.
last year.
Gyms in
Gone.
California, gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they shut them down. So the owners, still had to pay their rents and stuff like that. Still had to pay, they buy equipment on loans and stuff like that. This stretch out, had keep those payments going. And when you still have all those payments and you don't have any money coming in, eventually it's going to catch up with you. So, like I said, we're into the second year now.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is insane beyond belief.
Yeah.
And there's no reason for everybody to be locked down.
Right.
They're locking down people to like your daughter, they're basically tell us that story.
So yesterday she plays for school in San Diego. It escapes me right now. Actually, my God, Point Loma in San Diego, beautiful school right on the beach. You know where it is?
Wow, beautiful. Wow.
Yeah, Buds is right by there, right? It's real close, but
that's amazing school.
Amazing college. She's a freshman. She's highly recruited, awesome, all state California, and is already playing as a freshman, and they're a Division II powerhouse for women. They're top 10 every year in the country. And one girl on the team, and by the way, let me go back. Michael, every single Monday, they make them do a salivary COVID test. It's insanity. One girl on the team tested positive. And again, as you and I know, according to Nick Andrews, 95% of the tests are false positive. So they're a scandal already. They sent the entire women's soccer team home to quarantine for 14 days. Like literally just send you home. Now remember, this college costs $60,000 a year. Now she has a scholarship. We pay a tiny bit. And most of the girls on that team do too. But imagine they're just sending them home, Michael. What about college? What about academics? This is all a charade.
Yeah, and they're talk about the dumbing down of America. They're basically literally doing that with our kids. So there's kids that haven't been to school now for over a year now.
Yeah, dude.
In a lot of places. And then they and if they do come back, they're smiling behind their masks. Yeah, really. And then they put them in these little cocoons of plastic or behind these shields of plexiglass. It's insane.
Total.
It's insane. And they can't see the board, and how do they ask questions, and on and on. So they're killing our children's education.
They wiped it out. I mean, they've made them indoctrinate. As you know, I'm speaking for California specifically, but they've made them indoctrination camps. They teach all this trans nonsense and, teach,
Even
crazy stuff like teaching masturbation to the 6 and 7-year-olds in the public schools in LA now. It's all, dude. It's again, there's one word, demonic. It's basically they have come front and center now. They are running everything. They are running the government. They're running the fake presidency. They're running the system. I mean, Michael, let's not forget what happened on Sunday when you and I, well, you were still there, but when I came back from Vegas, I was in the airport, and this is God's honest truth. And they came over the loudspeaker in the Las Vegas International Airport, which is McCarran Airport. And they said, please, it is now a federal mandate to please wear your mask while you're eating and drinking. That's what she said. And most of the people in the airport, because I looked around, I'm yelling, like laughing, like, oh, okay, like sitting there. Monica gets all mad at me, but I'm looking around, Michael, and most people don't even register. They're just in their screens, gone, zombies. Now, there were a couple of people that looked at me and laughed and kind of were like, wow, this is just becoming insane.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like we're in a totally different timeline, like two timelines are merging. Some of us are actually awake and aware and are paying attention and are like, this is insane. And some people are like not even awake, or just maybe they're not even there. They're NPCs. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's crazy, dude.
It's like those movies you see where people kind of like fade in and out.
Mm-hmm.
They're not really there,
Maybe they're not.
Like a movie that's being played, and you go over and you like put your hand through.
You touch them and you go right through it.
Nothing there. So it's like that's the way they seem to me.
It's possible, man. It's possible. When you see something like that, your head just kind of goes, "What is going on?" And too, right? When we were getting off the plane, yes, or on Tuesday or no Monday when we were debarking for the first leg into Houston, full plane, and the lady says, "Please practice social distancing," and the whole plane laughed. Everyone was, on top of each other, getting their stuff out of the luggage. I mean, it's so insane at this point that you just have to laugh.
I know, right? So it's all about 6 feet distance, but you're crammed into a plane.
You're sitting right next to people who are farting and breathing on you.
You have to wear your mask into the restaurant. You sit down, you take your mask off, and you eat. But if you get up to go to the bathroom, you got to put it back on. So if you're on a plane now, federal guidelines, you eat, you put something in your mouth, and you put your mask back on. You take a sip, you put your mask back on.
It's insane. They're laughing at us. The dark side is laughing at us.
Totally.
How fast?
And they should be. They should be.
They should be. Well, you said the other day, how far will people take it now? And again, you joked about it. We joked about it 3 months ago. What, are they going to stick it up our butt? Yes, that's what they're doing now with anal swabs. Literally, you can get tested with an anal swab. Think about that.
Right. If you want the ultimate test, if you're desperate to know if you have COVID, the best test is the anal probe.
I mean, dude, I want to cry.
This shit up. I mean, it's like it's real.
Yeah, you can't make it up. You can't make it up. And
like,
people are volunteering.
We were laughing about this a few months ago. It's like, what, they're gonna wake up when they start probing their ass with this?
Exactly.
Stuff? Now here they are, and no one's saying anything. Just like you said, there are people just like in their screens. Oh, we have to keep our mask on almost all the time now. Oh, okay.
It's mind blowing. I really do think you're right, though. I mean, I think if you really think about what's happening, they can't be real people. They are ghosts in the machine. They're like fading in and out, and they're just there designed to like have our soul evolve or grow or something or learn from something. I mean, I don't know what we're learning from at this point in the Matrix, but it's mind blowing. It's literally mind blowing.
Yeah, they're mocking us.
Yeah,
and, but soon they're going to get mocked. They're going to get mocked, like Cuomo. He'll be mocked on the way to.
Well, when do we have to wait for Newsom? That's the end of March, right? And they already have the vote, so he's definitely getting recalled, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's as of last time I checked, it was 1.5. They only need 1.4.
Exactly.
What's the holdup?
No, he's gone.
What's the holdup now? They're like,
gone.
I heard they're like going to check signatures. They're going to delay it, Yeah. And that's the way that California's full of corrupt judges too. So it was like 1 minute after they got to California, and then it was time for them to say who won the election, and within 1 minute they're like, Biden won California. It's like, really?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think so, but whatever. We kind of figured that would probably come. It's because they're like the most corrupt state in the country. Maybe New York pretty close behind, or maybe even more corrupt. I don't know. I've been to New York, but maybe Mel K can tell us when she comes on our show. She's not gonna make it this Sunday, but next Sunday, I guess. She's traveling this Sunday, so we'll find somebody else.
Well, so you and I will do a Sunday night show from our last night here, and our second to last night because you're here till Tuesday, in Fort Myers. And we'll talk about March Magic. We'll talk about all the things that are going to happen. We'll do a lot of prep work, and we'll make that show absolutely amazing. And for you guys that are not right now a member, we'll talk about that right now, Michael. But Michael and I are going to have to start going behind what we call the wall for the Optimized Tribe for almost everything at this point, because we'll do these kind of shows in the middle of the day and stuff that'll be public that you guys will still be able to. But when we interview anyone of substance and caliber now, it's going to be private because they're not allowed to speak. It's not fair to them coming on our show. We're dancing around certain words. As you know, Michael, we danced around a week ago or 2 weeks ago with Dr. Northrup and Jason Shurka and Lori Ladd, and they deleted the video. It had 100,000 views. And we didn't even say anything. It was one of the most profound podcasts ever. We got so much feedback.
Had 100,000 within
1 day,
less than 24 hours, and it was gone. So it's been posted. It's still on my Facebook. Jason Shurka posted it, and
it's on Instagram. His Instagram,
like on the other side of walls, so you can look at this stuff. My videos, the one that gave me my first strike after I survived through a couple strikes already, was Juan O'Savin when he came on. He was talking about how the election, the basically inauguration would be Joe Biden would be allowed to be inaugurated, and that kind of blew up. So that blew up to 500,000, and then they deleted that and gave me a strike. But you can still see that video on another YouTube channel.
Oh,
I think is a front that YouTube basically is using to
For
steal
sure.
content from other people like myself,
For sure.
shut us down, and then use our content to make money.
So Michael, I just found one right now called Brand Account, and he's got yours, Robert David Steele's. I mean, it's insane. It just shows some guy that calls it Brand Account. I mean, I have no idea.
Now people share it because we talk. I talk
Sure.
about the programs. We always talk about our programs in it. But what happens is when Juan comes on, we're promoting his stuff, and I'm not promoting my stuff. So I've never been able to monetize my site. YouTube has always kept me there, even though I have almost 200,000, and at 10,000, you're able to monetize. They never, ever let me monetize. So that means when you're monetized, basically they put a commercial in your somewhere in your video. And if you click on it and buy something, then I get a percentage of that. That's what a lot of people that do YouTube, that's how they make money. So I was never allowed that. I had to promote my own self, and which has been good, and have other people like the EMF Harmonize come in, and I promoted them and other stuff. So we normally, when we have a guest on, we promote their stuff. And so now that is on someone else's front site for YouTube, and it's monetized.
It's unbelievable.
It's not only stealing my information, which I got a strike for just talking about somebody. So you can't even talk about something they don't want you to talk about.
Right.
So they'll give you basically a strike on using someone else's information. And like you and I both have basically been promoting David Hawkins' work. And if you promote David Hawkins' work, his sister, who seems to be compromised, quite frankly.
Oh, for sure.
Come in and basically make sure you get a strike and just pull out that video. So that's like Nazi stuff, where they come in and they tell people, all right, you're going to say they're using your information illegally, and we're going to give them a strike. And this is the way we're going to keep people from getting that information.
And we're promoting his book for people to buy it.
Right.
Think about that. And it still happens. And as you know, because I promoted and wrote books on, authoritative books on testosterone. I mean, I've been shadow banned since my YouTube channel launched in 2015. I've had some of the world's leading doctors tell me, like, dude, you have the number one selling books of all time on that. And if somebody Googles you, you're on page 5 on Google.
Wow.
And they've also said, like, your YouTube channel is the same way. You should just delete your YouTube channel and start over, because the algorithm has just pushed you off into a corner. So, I mean, it is what it is. You and I found out yesterday, right, that even our video on demand with Vimeo is now,
suspect.
Thank God it's still up, but it's heavily suppressed.
By Vimeo.
By Vimeo.
By the people who were paying lots of money to use their product. And then
unbelievable.
It's supposed to be able to be, algorithmed out there, and that we get more views, and we get the content.
Completely can't find it.
They have, like, you can click that and you get a 404. Like, there's something wrong here. So given that, we're going behind the wall almost with everything. So we're still going to sneak out in my other channel that I created. It's got, like, a few thousand people. Thank you guys for joining us. And we'll post this to our other social media and so forth. So you have some of those links to.
Let me share the screen real quick. Yep. Yeah. I'll share the screen real quick here. Okay, so Rockstar Optimized Tribe deals are going on right now. So if you are already a basic member of the Optimized Tribe, meaning you're at a $24.99 a month deal with Michael and I, and you get access to the live streams for all the shows, but you don't have access to the recordings and the group, which is the real value of what Michael and I are doing, because we have now 1,100 people in the group posting all sorts of amazing stuff every day. So if you're one of those folks, we're doing a deal to get you into the premium group for $150 for 90 days. Okay. So that's literally 50% off. We're not going to do a deal like that ever again. This is to get people that are at basic to come into the premium level. Okay. Now, if you're a new customer, and you're watching Michael on all the time, obviously you can still join at the basic level at $24.99, but we encourage you to join at the premium level. And so in order to do that, we're giving you a month free. So you basically pay $199 and get 90 days for free. Now, I will tell you guys, the links are in here and we'll put them in the link after this video. But I will tell you guys that if you guys get into our private group for 90 days, okay, and you meet all the amazing high-speed people in the group and you network with them and you connect with them, then of course you have access to all the videos, all the recordings, everything that Michael and I do. Remember, we do a show on Monday night, Tuesday night, Friday night, and now the Sunday night show, the Living in Residence show, is going to also go premium like that. So we're going to do 4 shows a week, premium, best guests in the world. There's no way after 90 days you're going to cancel. That's how good it is. I mean, again, there's 100+ testimonials in the group right now from people from all walks of life that say, like, this is the best stuff going. Our merchandise, we have a cool, as you know, Michael, sweatshirt and shirt that says "We Are the News," because we are. Michael and I are unfiltered. We're transparent. We don't lie. We tell you guys the truth, but we can't speak publicly in the way that we used to, or at least hope to, with our guests anymore. So it's not fair to them unless we take them behind the wall where they can speak freely and without fear of reprisal. So again, we'll put the links in there, but it's $149 if you're a basic member to get 3 months for premium. And if you're totally a new customer, you never joined the Optimized Tribe, you can spend buy 2 months and get 3rd month free. So for $199, you get 90 days access to everything. It's an amazing deal. Again, Michael and I are not doing this kind of content anymore other than in the premium side of things. So highly recommend that if you want to try us out. I mean, again, it's either $199 or $150 for 90 days. It's a pretty good deal. Michael and I charge a lot more for our coaching. So this is a really, really good opportunity for you guys to check us out.
Yep. So, I mean, we see a lot of people that are getting demonetized, and they're pretty much putting out the hat for people to, give them, some coin. We don't do that. We want you guys to basically have an even better experience by going what I call behind the wall, so we can really reveal. We're going to have guests, and we're having guests on the other side of the wall that like to disclose but can't either. So some of them have been shut down and don't have any platform now at all, and we're inviting them on to continue their work, continue sharing. So we have those guests. Secret space program stuff, we're still sharing some of the stuff on the shot in the arm stuff that is extremely revealing. So it's basically stuff that you're gonna find is gonna help you in a lot of different ways.
Let's tell them who we got for March. I mean, guys, March is incredible. First off, David Icke is coming. I don't know a date yet, but he is coming. But right now, scheduled, we have Mel K, who's going to be on the Monday, I think on the 8th. And then the 7th, we're going to have Ole Damagard, who's actually already been in the Optimized Tribe, and he is going to do the JFK assassination story. And he has completely hacked it and decoded it and knows everything and how it went down, who was involved. That's coming. We also have Michael knows Dr. Jerry Rivera Dugenio, who is like one of the world's leaders in consciousness. This dude will blow the minds of you guys like in ways you cannot imagine. He has a technology that he's invented called Rasha. Michael and his wife Tracy have done it.
Beyond Tesla technology, the next level of
higher than
beyond
Tesla.
5D, beyond quantum. This guy is
quantum.
It's unbelievable. Wait till you hear him talk.
And then we also have Robert Slovak, who's literally the world's leading water expert. And he is one of us. He is not afraid to tell it like it is. And then at the end of the month, we have JB Handley, who is a guy who sold his hedge fund for $400 million and then was a total sleeper, self-admitted, Stanford grad, MBA, and found out about autism through his son, who was severely autistic through a vaccination. And he now has been like a championing marauder. He's written 2 books. Both are amazing. The 2 best-selling books of all time on vaccinations and autism. And he's going to come on and share with us about his newest book and his son. And Michael, again, the story will make people cry because his son for 17 years was labeled like mentally retarded from the autism that he had, very, very severe form. And then they found about a year ago that he could communicate through sign language and through this technology that they created. So it's absolutely amazing story. Believe me, the folks that watch that show when he comes on at the end of March will definitely be in tears. It's that good.
Cool. Yep. And, people, want it for free, but unfortunately we can't give you content for free because it gets taken away, guys.
Exactly.
So you're just not going to see it that much anymore. This is social media that's gone Nazi, and unfortunately, if you can't afford to be on the other side because it costs us more money to be over there, we're not promoting ourselves on that side. We just do the show.
Yeah.
This is the only way. The last few snippets before we go completely on the other side, and we never come back again, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So I don't see how it's going to be any other way until we come up with a new internet. Juan O'Savin and a lot of other people that I talked to said there's going to be a massive turnaround in things over the next coming this next month. We've heard these stories before. I'll believe it when I see it. I'm very patient, but up to a point.
Yep.
So things really need to start happening. And then that's going to be game on, I think, for those of us that are like been slowly and patiently waiting. We won't wait anymore. So,
well, we have to live our lives too, right? Like the reality is that there's all these alternative programs that you and I have investigated, our technology people have looked into, and they're useless. I mean, we can't go to them if we can't actually stream, in a broadband standpoint to everybody and reach maximum people. Currently our behind the wall is through the Zoom interface. Yes, it's owned by China, but it works. And Michael and I have been using it for a long time, and they don't seem to care as long as you're paying them. If that changes, then we'll find another, platform. But for now, it's fine. We have close to 2,000 people in the tribe. 1,100 in the premium section, or almost 1,150, I think, or actually over 1,200 with elite and premium. And people love it. They don't have any complaints, but we have had some problems recently with the technology of Zoom for our elite folks. But we'll fix that, and we'll move on to something else. And as Michael said, if a new internet comes out and we can publicly stream, and we can be protected and privately insulated, where we don't have to worry. I mean, because Michael, let's be honest. I mean, we don't even tell people that there's always a risk every day that they can shut us off from a payment processing side too.
Yeah.
Many creators have had their payment processing shut down. Mike Adams,
we might think that we're completely safe on that other side of the wall, but it could like crash down too.
Go away too.
And it has for other people, unfortunately.
Exactly. That's exactly right. So, hey guys, we love you guys, and we want to do as much as we can to promote to you and position you. But we've created, incentives that make it so that anyone can afford it. Okay. There's absolutely no way that you can't afford, $199 for 90 days. There's just no way. Can't tell me that you can't afford $199 for 90 days. There's just no way. I mean, stop back on your Starbucks lattes, stop going to McDonald's, cut back on your alcohol consumption. It's not that hard. I mean, even if you're on assisted living or you're whatever, you can come up with, it's not that hard, and again, these deals that we're doing are amazing. And again, if that is too much for you, and maybe it is, that's why we have a $24.99 a month deal. It's literally that simple. And you still can have access to the live streams when Michael and I are going.
Mm-hmm. All right. So now we're going to go out and I think we're going to meet about 100 people.
Yeah, it seems like we might have close to 100 people there. So if you guys are in South Florida, West Coast, Fort Myers, Naples area, we're going to be at the Beacon Drinkery, and it opens at 4, but I'm sure a lot of us will probably get there around 3. I think we're going to be leaving here in about the next 15, 20 minutes. But we'd love to see you guys. Yep, we got right now, I think as of last check, we probably have about 65 people that have RSVP'd, and then obviously our group, the birthday group, which is about 25 people. So yeah, we're pretty close to probably 90 to 100 people.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Awesome.
Keeping the events going.
For sure. For sure.
All right. Lots of love out there, everyone. And we'll see you hopefully soon next time.
I'll see you on Sunday night at 6 o'clock. All right, guys. 6 o'clock or 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock